Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the very first step, you have to thoroughly understand the syllabus. What is the syllabus? And I think everyone knows what is the syllabus. The first step towards effective maths preparation is to go to the syllabus, carefully read and comprehend the syllabus prescribed by CBSE board class 10. So if you know, this year we have the new book in which some part of syllabus is removed. And students are preparing from the textbook as well as from RDRS. So in RDRS, the syllabus is not deleted, which is not there right now in the textbook. So you first thorough with the textbook. Whatever portion is given in textbook, you prepare that kind of sums from RD and RS also. Second thing, segregate the syllabus into logical portion and chapters. Make a realistic study plan by allotting time to each portion based on complexity and weightage. So you know what is the weightage? Chapter wise weightage, sorry, topic wise weightage, you know.
Yes,
I show
sir.
you the weightage. Number system is 6 marks. In this, we have only one chapter, real numbers. Algebra contains 20 marks. In this, we have 4 chapters. Polynomial, linear equation, quadratic equation, and arithmetic progression. These 4 chapters are there in algebra. Coordinate geometry, 6 marks. It has only one chapter. And geometry has 2 chapters, circles and triangles. Trigo has 2 chapters, application of trigonometry and height and distance, 12 marks. And then mensuration, 10 marks. In this, we have 2 chapters, area related to circles and surface area and volumes. And at last, we have states and probability, which is having 11 marks. 2 chapters are there, chapter statistics and probability. So you prepare your portion in this way according to weightage. Some student might be having problem in geometry or trigonometry, so they have to devote actually more time to these chapters. Okay. Many of you might be having difficulty in proof question like circles question or triangle question, because examples of these chapters are very important. So you have to thorough this chapter and you have to give more and more time to this chapter. Next, we have building strong concept clarity. Having a sound concept foundation is crucial for scoring high in maths. So whenever you prepare any chapter, right now you might have done syllabus 2 times, 3 times, but if suppose the basic points some are left, then you will not be able to answer MCQs or any question which may be asked in 2 mark, 3 markers. So you have to have concept based studies. Avoid taking shortcut like mugging up theorems. Some student might not be able to solve theorem or proof questions, so they try to mug it up. But if you mug up the question, then you will not be answered in the exam properly. Somehow it would be wrong. Okay, so try to learn in the means you have to study concept-based study. Then next we have make the effort to generally understand key concept, logical reasoning, derivation, and application. In Trigo, I think it may be asked that prove that tan 60 equal to root 3 or cos 45 equal to 1 by root 2. So you should know how to prove it. Okay, so this kind of derivation may be asked. Then we have be thorough with the fundamentals as they form the basis for solving complex problems. Learn to manually draw diagrams, graph, tables, etc. So when you get questions from height and distance, so that question content 1 mark for neat and label diagram. So you draw diagram, reading the question carefully. According to that, you have to draw the diagram. Similarly, in circle or triangle question also, sometimes diameter is not given. So we have to make the diameter. And when you solve the question, suppose you are using a solution, you are naming the angle as 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to show that 1, 2, 3, 4 angle name in the figure also. Okay. Now, relying on the NCERT textbook. So as I mentioned earlier also, we have to rely first on NCERT textbook. You solve each and every question as well as example from the textbook And one more thing, you should solve exemplar also. MCQ to be prepared from exemplar, and what questions are also given in the exemplar. So you should try exemplar also. So NCERT textbook comprehensively covered the CBSE class 10 math syllabus. So make it the core study resource. Read all chapters diligently, highlight important points, make notes of key formulas. So you just make one notebook. In notebook, suppose you are revising chapter 1, chapter 2. So main points and key formulas, you just keep writing in a notebook. So whenever you get time, you just go through it. So in a day, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, when you go through this short notes, the basic will be automatically by heart. Work through every example in the textbook. As I mentioned, you have to solve examples. Some student might be having habit of reading the example. No, you have to solve the example your own. Okay, as this is effectively clarifies concept. Be thorough with the chapter exercise in text question, and if you are doing textbook along with, you refer RS or RD, but you have to be strict with the NCERT syllabus only. Do not go beyond it. As I mentioned, solve exemplar problems to assess under standing, and it will help you solve MCQ also. Now, practice questions extensively. See, right now you have practically, I think, in most of the schools. So you have enough time to study. So you make slots of your sitting, like you sit for 1.5 hours, then you take 10 minutes or 15 minutes rest, then you sit another 1.5 hours. So you suppose 1.5 hours you have done math. So in that you should be able to solve at least 15 to 20 questions. So you have to consistent practice in your everyday study. At least I think right now you have enough time, so you can solve at least 25 to 30 questions per day, one chapter or 2 chapters. So consistent practice is key to scoring high marks in maths. Attempt daily questions covering all difficulty levels. So MCQs, 2 marker, 3 marker, 4 marker, and case study also. Okay, case study is also very important. This is 4 marker, and then long question 5 marker. So all this type of question you have to practice every day for every chapter. Suppose you are revising in a math, suppose your target is to finish 2 chapters per day in a math. So for those 2 chapters, you finish MCQs, 2 marker, 3 marker, 4 marker case study, and 5 marker long question. You can refer exemplar for MCQs. Solve previous year's question papers to understand exam patterns, marking scheme, recurring questions. If you see last 2, 3, 4 years papers, you might come to know that some questions frequently repeat in the examination. So you can refer the question paper, and this identities, the question distribution across competency level. From the CBSE website, if you go to CBSE website, the question paper of last 3-4 years are available for standard as well as for basic. Even the topper's answer sheet also available from the CBSE website. You can go through. I will show you the topper answer sheet in this workshop. Solving paper adds the time management and mental preparation for the final examination. So very important is the time management. Some student may not be able to complete the paper because actually they are not managing the time. We have to manage the time. You have to practice paper in such a way that it should be finished in 2 hours, 40 minutes, 2 hours, 45 minutes. So every day if you write one paper, or twice in a day if you write one paper, we have enough time now. So you gradually you'll be having a habit of finishing the paper within 2 hours 30 minutes or 2 hours 40 minutes. So you may have 15-20 minutes so that you can recheck. You have copied the question correctly, you have done the calculation correctly, anything is missing or you have wrong copied the question. So at least 15 minutes we should have so that we can recheck the paper. Now, what we have to do and what we don't have to do before the examination, a day of the paper. So relax and take proper rest and sleep at least 6 to 7 hours. See, before maths exam, before that night, we have to have actually 7 to 8 hours sound sleep. We should prepare in that way, in such a way that before examination, if we have, I think we should go to bed at 10 o'clock only. And then we wake up at 6 o'clock. So sound sleep, if you have, you will be able to answer questions properly. Identify area of improvement. You, as I mentioned, you prepare one notebook. In that you write short notes and formula of all the chapters. So before a day, you can refer that notebooks so that you can brush up. Like students get generally confused in mean, mode, median formula, relation between mean, mode, and median. They get confusion in trigonometric table. So values, I mean to say. So if you have the notebook which can you refer, so that would be better, so that you can refer one day before the examination. Focus more on weak areas. Obviously, we have to focus the area where we are weak. Meditate and have a healthy diet to keep yourself fit. Means you have to have food from home only before the examination or during the examination. You should not take the junk food. Otherwise, your stomach may upset or you may not be well. Don't, before a day of attempting the paper, do not compare your preparation with others. Okay, this is very important. It happens that the day before the examination, your friends might be calling you that have you prepared this one, that one, or when you go to the examination, outside the examination center, the student may discuss that I have done this sum from this book, I have learned. So don't compare your preparation with others. Whatever now you have done, that is done. Otherwise, then you will lose your confidence. Focus on yourself. Do not have junk food, as I mentioned. Do not keep revising your strong areas which you are good at. So if you are good, then you don't revise it. It's okay. You have to revise the area where you are not good. Now, very important, when you get the paper, okay, we have 15 minutes reading time. So in that 15 minutes reading time, you read first instruction carefully. What instructions are mentioned in the paper, and then you go through the question paper. Means you read out the questions, and calmly you have to read the question, and you decide which question you can solve in one attempt without any problem. Okay, you can attempt the question paper irrespective of section or irrespective of serial, means order. You may attempt question 5 first, then you attempt question 12, then you attempt question 2, then you attempt question 20, as you know. No doubt which question you are attempting. Only the question number you have to put correct. So what I mean to say, suppose you are attempting the questions which you can attempt in one shot. So you will be having no correction in the beginning, because when you start the paper, if your handwriting is good and no overwriting is there, then there will be good impression that the child knows the maths. Okay, in beginning only, if you are attempting question where you are not good and you are doing and you are cutting, then examiner will come to know that, okay, the child is having problem in maths. So attempt the questions which are at which you can attempt in one shot only. You are 100% sure that, okay, you will get the answer of this question without any problem. And ensure that you are putting the correct number and you tick on the paper that this question has been attempted. Otherwise, you will not able to identify that which question attempted, which is not attempted, if you are not doing order wise. Okay, so first read the instruction carefully, as I mentioned, then read the question paper, mark the question which you can solve easily. Highlight the keywords like solve, compare, expand, factorize, evaluate, etc. Now, most important thing while attempting the paper, time management, as I mentioned. Time management refers to manage time effectively so that the right time is allocated to the right question. Always keep a buffer time to cross-check your answer. As I mentioned, the paper should be finished maximum within 2 hours 45 minutes, so that we should have at
क्या हो रहा है भाई? यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है भाई? ये कहाँ फंस गया भाई मैं? भाई ये क्या हो रहा है भाई? भाई मुझे कॉकरोच बना दे भाई, ये मुझे आगे नहीं जाने दे भाई, मेरी ट्रेन छूट।
So, you know the question paper pattern. We have
Sir,
5 sections. Yes.
sir, how much time should we give to MCQs?
That I'm coming on that only. So we
Okay,
have
sir.
5 sections: Section A, Section B, Section C, Section D, and Section E. Section A, you know, it has 20 questions. Now, if you have observed the paper, if you have gone through last year paper or before last year board paper, you see in this 20 question, most of the MCQs are in such a way that they can be attempted within 1 minute. So if I take maximum 1 minute for one MCQ, 20 MCQ can be done in 20 minutes. But maximum you can take 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you have to finish the MCQs. Some MCQ you can directly read the question and answer. That oral calculation we can have. 2 or 3 MCQ might be there where you have to spend 1 minute or 1 minute 10 seconds. But total 20 MCQ can be finished in 30 minutes very easily. Then we have section B, which has 5 questions. These are short questions. I think 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes maximum or 3 minutes maximum for one question. Though you can take 30 minutes to solve section B. Then section C, we have 6 questions and this can be finished in 40 minutes. These are 3-marker question. Then section D, obviously it has 4 questions and these are long answer questions containing 5 marks. And you can finish this in also in 40 minutes. So last we have section E, which is case study based questions. Only 3 questions would be there and 25 minutes. So now you have 15 or 20 minutes left. I think 15 minutes left. So in these 15 minutes, you can check the paper thoroughly. Okay. This, yes, Rohan. Yes, Rohan. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Key points before maths exam. NCERT is the key, as I mentioned. Solve each and every question and examples from NCERT. Yeah, one thing very important, especially in geometry chapters like circles and triangles. You have to solve examples of a textbook as well as exemplar. Because what happens, sometimes we know all the questions of exercise, but we suppose do not know the examples and the question from the board in the board comes from this example only, then we are not able to answer. So solve example like circle question, circle chapter, that 3 examples are very important. Example 2, example 3, example 4. Repeatedly asked in the board examination. You may see last 5-10 years papers. Prepare a note of formulas and key point. As I mentioned, make a notebook. Practice is the only key to attempt the maths paper. Practice every day for at least 2 hours. It is written 2 hours, but I wish you can have 3 hours. If you have 2 slots of 1.5 hours, so you can have 2 slots and you can attempt, means you can solve 25 to 30 questions in a day. So I think 2 chapters per day you can finish. So before examination, you can have revision 2 times. Mock test boosts your confidence. Try attempting more and more of mock tests. As I mentioned, at least you should write 1 paper twice a day, or possible write 1 paper every day, so that you have more and more papers. So you will be able to manage your time. So means you can finish the paper within 2 hours 45 minutes, which is very important. Practice and solve the question sample paper. Attempt at least at last 5 years papers, as I mentioned. While practicing, focus more on 1-marker, 2-marker, and case study base. Yeah, in case study, you know, we have 4-marker case study. 1, 2, and 3 questions are there. General practice is that question 1 and question 2 of that case study are 1-marker, and question 3 would be of 2-marker, and it is given in option. But sometimes it happens that question is given in this way, that question 1 or question 2 may be of 2-marker. Means the question in which option is given would be 2-marker question. Okay. Okay, improve the speed with accuracy as the time management is necessary. Do not solve question orally. Try to write down. So see, maths cannot be done orally. Maths we have to solve and practice. We cannot read maths. We cannot mug up maths. Even in simple sum, we have to have. Means we have to write and practice. Key point during examination: do not get scared if you are unable to solve. Sometimes it happens that suppose we read the question and or we try to attempt the question and we are not getting, we get scared and we have sweating in hand or ये सब होता रहता है. But you don't get scared. Keep calm yourself. Have a sip of water. Think. You will definitely get the answer. Start with the question from the section that you are more confident. Do what you know. Skip if you don't know the question, unable to solve, or letter and go to. Very important. Some student actually they are good at maths and they try to solve the question which is given in option, both the questions. And according to board, means
भाई यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है भाई, ये कहाँ फंस गया भाई मैं, भाई ये क्या हो रहा है भाई, भाई मुझे कॉकरोच बना दे भाई, ये मुझे आगे नहीं जाने दे भाई, मेरी ट्रेन छूट.
okay. So yeah, so when it is given question in option, some student try to attempt both the questions, and as board says, the first attempted question would be only evaluated. So if you have done both the questions and first question is wrong and second is correct, so your first question would be only marked, second question will not be marked. So you have to attempt only one question. Do not panic at any moment of the paper. Keep the answer sheet as neat and tidy as possible. Okay, I show you the answer sheet of the topper. Yeah, this is basic answer sheet. Can you see the answer sheet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So very important that when you get the answer sheet, for rough work, you draw margin in the right side. Okay. And every rough work to be done in the right side only. See this proper, this is last year's mark answer sheet only. See, rough work is done here in the margin side. Very neat and tidy work is done. And I suggest when you solve the question at the end, when you get the answer, you put the answer within the box. So it would be highlighted. This is the standard answer key. See, the child has drawn margin in the right side. Any rough work to be done in the margin only. This is topper's marks answer sheet. Construction chapter, though we don't have this year. Yes, Rishabh.
Sir, have you like sent the quadratic assignments? I know you have sent it, but I have not received it in the portal.
If you want, I can send 1 second, no problem.
Yes, sir. Can you please do that?
Yeah. After this meeting, I'll show you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
See, the diagram is neat and tidy. Properly naming is done. So if it is required, you have to draw the diagram very neat and tidy. And naming proper to be done. Avoid overwriting. If you have done something wrong, then you cut it and rewrite. Do not try to overwrite it. Suppose you have written 4 and you are making is 2. So don't try to make 4 as a 2. You cut it and rewrite again.
भाई यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है भाई, यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है भाई, ये कहाँ फंस गया भाई मैं, भाई ये क्या हो रहा है भाई, भाई मुझे कॉकरोच बना दी भाई, ये मुझे आगे नहीं जाने दे भाई, मेरी ट्रेन छूट।
Sir, you can mute everyone, and then whoever will raise hand, you can unmute him.
Hmm.
Sir, there is option of muting everyone in meeting permissions. Sir, will you be solving doubts after this of
No,
maths?
for doubt, no doubt, you have to ask me separately, not in this meeting.
Okay, sir.
So this is done now, and okay, now the time of your doubt session means any doubt regarding this workshop. If you want to ask regarding these guidelines, you can ask me. Yes, Falak.
So I just wanted to ask that, is there a rule or something like that we have to start the question paper from the starting only?
No, 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 no. Actually, you are given reading time for this only. The question which you are most comfort, you do first, but the condition that you have to put the correct question number.
Okay, so we can start from the last also, because my motive is
You
to
can,
like
no, no, no.
complete the
No, no, no. You
questions
can
with the
start
most
with,
marks
you
first.
can start with any section. You can start with any question number from the section. And
Okay, sir.
suppose in the question, if it is mentioned values of root 2, root 3 or pi, you have to use those values only.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Suppose pi is written, take pi 3.14 and suppose you are using pi 22/7, then as examiner, I can cut mark.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Alankrit. Alankrit, you can ask doubt. Hello. Alankrit, you can ask your doubt. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alankrit, you can ask your doubt. Okay, one I suggest that you should actually learn some Pythagorean triplets. It may be helpful to you. You should learn square up to 30, cube up to 30, so that when you learn square up to 30, obviously you learn the square root of those numbers. So suppose if you learn the cube of 25 or 30 numbers, then you know the cube root also. And some Pythagorean triplets like 5, 12, 13, 15, 17, 8. These are all Pythagorean triplets. So when you get this kind of triplets, means you have to use, then you can easily answer.
Sir.
Huh.
Sir, Alankrit has written his doubt in the chat.
Okay. And one more thing. Suppose you are getting a question in which some units are there, then you mention unit also. Because if a child is getting 80 on NT and he or she has not mentioned unit, if examiner wants, he or she can cut marks because child has not mentioned unit. So do not give any chance to cut mark. Okay. Chat box I have to check now. I'm Alankar is asking, sir, should we solve the MCQ by showing the work or doing the rough work? See, MCQ you can show if you want. Otherwise, see, for suppose you are solving, then you solve in fair. Otherwise, we want only answers. Okay, MCQ we want only answer, but I suggest to solve. Okay, Alankrit. Hello. Sure. Any other doubt? Any other doubt?
No, sir.
Suppose you get a question of angle of depression, then you have to show angle of depression. If you are not showing angle of depression, then also mark can be cut. Okay.
So somebody has asked out in the chat.
See, case study questions are not MCQ. If it is 1 marker or 2 marker, means you have to solve these questions, because MCQ you can only answer, but case study questions, so you have to show the method. Okay. Anything else? In a chapter like surface area, volumes, and area related to circles, when you write the final answer, I suggest, suppose you are taking time to solve. So you just put the formula, write the values, try, you can solve, otherwise you leave that part and do the questions, other questions. When you finish the paper, then you solve that calculation, so that you have means time at that time. Otherwise, if you spend time in solving the calculation, you may be scared that some questions are left, or you are taking too much time, like in this pre-board it happened.
So, like I joined late. Could you just give a crisp of what you had discussed in the start?
Just we have to restrict the textbook, means NCERT syllabus, whatever is done. Yeah, you have to practice from the other book like Exemplar or RS, and you solve the question paper twice. One paper in 2 days, or one paper in 1 day, so that you have the time management. The paper to be finished within 2 hours 40 minutes, 2 hours 45 minutes. Make a note in that you can have the short notes, so that you can refer those formulas and important key points just 1 day before the examination. All those ones. Any other doubt? Alamrit, you raise it? Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So for 5 markers, sometimes we are not able to we don't know the answer for that 5 markers. So, like, what should we do that in a particular moment? Like, should we leave the question or like write something in that answer?
See, if you are not getting answer at that time, I think you should leave that question. First, you have to attempt questions which you know, so that we can get as many marks we can. The question in which we think that we may or we means you may or you may not able to solve, better we leave the question and we do at the end.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? If you don't have doubt, then we can end the meeting. Doubt is there, then I can answer.
So is there any specific source from which we can practice math basic questions?
I have actually given the basic paper of last year from the NCERT, from CBSE website. You can even download the papers of 2 years back. So actually CBSE has all region paper. So you will be having 15 to 20 papers from bunch of 50 to 20 papers of 1 year. So if you solve 3 to 4 year back paper, you'll be having more than 40-50 papers. So all basic questions you can try from this. Otherwise, the textbook is the best resource for the basic paper. Yes.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? I suggest to use ballpoint pen only in examination. You can write fast, and it is advisable to use ballpoint pen. Some of you might not be knowing the division method of finding square root. Still time is there, you can learn it because it will help you. You may need it in examination. Any other doubt? Any other doubt?
No, sir.
Then should I leave the meeting now? Should I end the meeting?